Hey everyone, I know I don't usually enjoy making videos about drama I'd rather just inform and actually be useful to the community by telling people what is going on. But everyone knows already what's going on with the outcome memories drama and the balanced update situation, like the zero point 0.2 being balanced and stuff. And I really want to talk about it and give you and try my best to give you a new perspective. The video will be separated into two categories or like split into two parts or something. First is gonna be the balance situation, the game balance, and then we're gonna talk about Astronova's polemic, controversy, whatever, like controversy. Okay, problem. First, the game balance situation is I think the game is pretty playable right now. I think it's in a very good state. If I were to say something, I will be like buff Amy, but like that's it. Also nerf Tripwire. That's it. That's kind of it. Colossus is actually everyone's been complaining a lot about Colossus, and it's gonna be the first guy I'm gonna talk about Colossus. So Colossus is a new killer. He's supposed to be a brute, a powerhouse, a very slow but very heavy hitting killer. I think he does a pretty good job at that, which is pretty good. Honestly, I think he's very well designed. If I had okay, like on the surface without going too deep into it, the one problem he has is the grab range, which is kind of insane. I think the grab range is very stupid. But besides that, I think he's pretty fine. He used to be broken because the not passive, the one where you hit and once the stun is gone, you like zoom towards a nearby survivor. That was very broken. Honestly, it was very broken. The climb is fine. Honestly, he needs the mobility. He's kind of slow. He's kind of clunky. You know, he needs it. The charge is actually pretty fine right now. It's in a pretty fine state. It's not as threatening as it was before because usually, like it used to mean instant death because it was either charge which did 50 damage, like 25 charge and 25 slam, it 50 damage, and then he could either grab you or mouse one you. If he mouse one, he did like 35 damage, which is kind of fine. But if he waited like 4 seconds, he can just hit you again, and then it'll do 50 damage. That's kind of broken. And that was a combo. That was the combo. And if not, he can grab you, and then he can one shot you because he can hit you after grab. He no longer can. Luckily, it's like 3 seconds after each ability, which is fine by me. Honestly, it's kind of like 2011X. He cannot he has to wait like 4 or 5 seconds after using, for example, God's Trickery. That's kind of fine, honestly. The counter is fine. The counter is like it's just a counter. Just do not interact. That's the counterplay. Just don't interact. The indicator is also fine in my opinion. I think it's a pretty balanced option. He can track you down, yes, of course, but it's like 5 seconds of tracking you down, and he also goes slower and it has a cooldown of like 20 seconds. I think it's pretty. I think the indicator is a pretty well balanced weapon. And the one thing I want to complain is the grab. The grab range is kind of stupid. I don't know if it's because the grab range itself or because of how lag works on like how MS and ping and stuff work on the Roblox games. But besides that, I think Colossus is actually very balanced. He's very well designed. I'm not even kidding. I really mean it. Okay, next topic. I like next character is gonna be Tripwire. Tripwire, however, is an absolute mess of balancing, and like the depths acknowledge it. They are aware of how kind of broken Tripwire actually is, and she's not broken like absurdly broken. Like even someone who doesn't have arms or feet can actually play the game with her and actually win. But like I don't know, she's just kind of broken. The grab range is kind of it's very long. The laser is actually does like 30 damage, and it's very useful for one tapping someone from far away. I mean, it doesn't one tap; it just kills. You know, if you're like under 25 damage, it just straight up kills. And it's a very quick option too. It's like you have counterplay, especially the concept of using it from your far away is like you can do anything to her while she's far away, unless you're Tails. But yeah. Besides that, Tripwire, the mines are actually crazy. The fact that the mines ignore for example, Metal's resistance or Knuckles' fists and stuff, it's actually pretty strong. It's a quite a strong tool, and the fact that she can glide really far away, and it's not like Knuckles. Like Knuckles had to do a sharp a turn, like a little turn, and then he slows down a little bit. Plus, the glide is temporary. It's not forever. Tripwire can glide forever, like kind of like Cream. She can just glide forever and way faster too, way faster. And that's kind of broken because stunning her or like the adrenaline passive after you hit it does nothing. That's all my complaints from Tripwire. The reach out thing is kind of broken too because I think she should hit stunned like usually if she gets hit with while doing the reach out thing. I think it's fair because the range of reach out and the damage it does, it's kind of absurd. But if yeah, that's it. Also, release. I think they should remove the stasis passive. Like the stasis, I think that static. I don't know what's it's called. It's like you don't get to use an ability. Like you try to use an ability while you are in the static effect. You cannot use that ability, and that ability goes on cooldown for like 7 seconds. Yeah, I think you should remove that or not. As long as you make it Tripwire balanced, you can keep that ability. Silver and Blaze. Silver is actually pretty fine right now. Silver used to be very broken because he can just fly for so long, and the bar regenerated so quickly. They tried to nerf him by making the bar only regenerate after like 2 minutes. That's so stupid. That was so absurd. It was the character. They immediately killed the character, and I'm so glad they reversed it. They put it back how it was before, and now I think he's in a pretty good state because the abilities are still good. The time reversal is still good. The rocks are fine. The suspension is actually very good, and he still has flight. It's not like it's been removed like before. He still has flight. It's a 3 second flight or something like that, but he still has it. He's still one of the best characters in the game. Don't get me wrong, but like he's not as strong, you know. Blaze is actually very strong, and I will say like Knuckles levels of strong, and this is a lot because what I mean by this is that she has tools for almost any situation, which is really good. Blaze is very well made, very well designed. She's very strong, and she's a very versatile character. And I really like Blaze. I don't know, she's just really fun. The part where I really want to talk about my opinion about something is like the fact that the community, despite the game actually being, I generally think it is quite balanced, except Tripwire. Tripwire is kind of an issue, but like they'll fix her. They'll eventually fix her. I'm sure of that. But like the game itself is actually pretty balanced. Like Colossus has counterplay, Tripwire has some counterplay. It's not like it's genuine actual death. It's not like they pick Tripwire for Colossus and they immediately win. It has some counterplay. Those characters require some thought process, especially Colossus. Colossus is actually pretty difficult. Like I've played Colossus, and the first 5 to 6 games, I've done like shit. I've generally never killed someone. I didn't kill anyone, and once I started knowing how Colossus works, how he interacts with the abilities of the survivors, actually, he's a pretty well made character. He needs some skill. He needs some tech, and I think that's pretty good for him. Tripwire is kind of the same, but like she requires way less strategic timing and stuff. It requires way less of effort to actually make work because well, she's quite literally just way more broken than Colossus in my opinion. But like they'll eventually fix her, I guess. But she still has some counterplay. Besides, it's not like every single time you face a Colossus or a Tripwire they play perfectly. And if your team is good, if your team is actually coordinating and stuff, Colossus is absolute dog shit. Just like 2011X, Colossus is dog shit, and 2011X is also dog shit. And Tripwire is the one that like hits a little bit with it because despite the team being good, he can just hop in between the healers and Tails and Neckman and like use reach out and then they all die immediately or use minds to make it harder for you all to cooperate. and it's that's she can destruct a good team, but Colossus can't, and 2011X can't either. Speaking of 2011X, I think he's in a pretty good state. He's also very strong. He's still the same lane character that needs to like focus fire a lot. He can't actually do it like Colossus. He can just ram in, take a few people out, and then kill them one by one. No, he needs to pick people off, which he still struggles with. Because I generally believe that 2011X is the worst killer of the update, at least currently, because he's like, yes, he hits faster, he hits a little bit rougher, a little bit harder, but he's the same character. He has the same abilities. He still needs to pick people off. He still cannot compete with a competent team. And yeah, he please buff. I mean, don't buff because he doesn't need buffs. He needs a rework. That's gonna be my opinion on 2011X. I didn't say much earlier because nobody plays 2011X. But besides that, Blaze and Silver are absolutely fine. Don't touch them, please. I will cry if they hit modified a little bit or whatever. Yeah, I think the community just generally doesn't know how to play the game. If you think Colossus is overpowered, I can understand Tripwire. I don't know if it's because I'm an average player. I'm no pro player or anything. I'm like a little bit above average or something like that. I win most of my games, but like I understand if you think Tripwire is broken because the mines are very annoying. The mines are very oppressive, and I think that's the purpose, right? That's the purpose, but I think it's a little bit overtuned because let's take a little look at. Let's remember ourselves the fact that she can just place mines around the ring, and then we cannot head out. We just can't leave. We just no, we're screwed. We just don't get to play the game. We need someone like Eggman or something like that to destroy them, and that's not a short. Just like a good team is not a short. It's never short. You never know if you'll have a good team or not. A good Eggman or something like that will sure need. But besides that, I think the game is pretty well designed right now, except Tripwire. But like, yeah, that's about it about the game balancing. Also, the Colossus. Seriously, just please stop complaining about Colossus. Colossus is in a pretty good state right now. He has counterplay. He has ways to work around with. He's not exactly like one tap monster anymore. That was a real Colossus problem. He used to be a one tap monster. Now he's not. He's actually pretty hard, and he's actually really fun for some reason. He's really fun, and I didn't play Colossus when he was broken. I played him when they first nerfed him, and then they buffed him a little bit. I played it first when they first nerfed him because I thought, oh, he's finally honest. I'm gonna try him out, and he was absolute dog shit. Um, Probably was maybe bad or whatever, but now I'm actually playing Colossus way more. Like after the recent buffs, and he's actually in a pretty good state. He feels good to play. He doesn't feel dishonest. You cannot one tap. You cannot just kill people for free. You need to just strategize to position yourself properly. He's in a pretty good state, and I really mean it. Like people who complain about Colossus are just either bad or just played the game the first days where he was broken and refused to play the game anytime else. Like they just refuse to play the game again, and they think that Colossus is still broken. Tripwire is another case. I understand you think Tripwire is broken because you can distort the team regardless of what you do, either with mines or like the laser. But like, yeah, they'll fix her eventually. And 2011X just needs rage mode to actually be able to run over a team. He needs it. He genuinely needs rage mode. Unfortunately, he needs rage mode. I wish they were working on it soon. The buffs aren't gonna do it. He's just, then again, he's still the same character, the same pick off abilities, the same tracking abilities, and as a matter of fact, I think the maps actually benefit him quite a lot for some reason because he's a really good tracking people down, and the maps actually have offer a lot of mobility for 2011, a lot of vertical mobility for 2011X, and I think that's very important to point out. And please, just generally stop complaining, please, 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 please. Just, like the dev team is like they listen to people, and they don't know how I did like they're either haven't explored the game enough or just haven't played it enough to know how to actually balance a character. Like Look, I played the game for a week before saying Colossus was broken. I said, oh, just make the charge go. Please, please just don't make him able to one-tap you with a charge, which is a very strong move. Charge is really strong just because of the mobility, not because of the damage, just because of the mobility. Grab is, well, obviously really strong. And I'm not going to talk about Colossus again. I'm actually getting distracted. But please just genuinely stop complaining because the depths are so tough. Listening to like requests of nerf Colossus, nerf Colossus, nerf Colossus, buff to nerf Tripwire, nerf buff, nerf buff. Still so annoying. Like, please just play the game the best you can. Develop counterplay, get better, improve, learn, outsmart the killer. There are ways to work around both of them, both around Tripwire and Colossus. Tripwire is just way more difficult to work around than Colossus and 2011X. It's just like 2011X, you have ways to actually beat him up. You just, I don't know why, but people who play these games, I don't know if it's because they're either used to 2011X being played by shit players who don't know how to play 2011X and therefore they act as a punching bag, and they never expected someone like Colossus or Tripwire to actually be a threat all the time to every single survivor, or they're used to it. They're used to beating the EXE up, and now that they can do it, they cry about it. Quite literally, they cry about it. And I think that's really bad. But I also think that's like the main issue with the balance update, with the balanced situation. And I think that please just generally stop complaining about the characters without figuring out the counterplay, because both of them have counterplay. I can give you the fact, I can give you that much. Tripwire is in a very unbalanced state. The laser is really strong. The reach out is really strong. It's kind of like free damage for no reason. It's a anti-juke tool. Like, she removes the fact that you can juke her. You just can't anymore because if you try to juke her, she just reach out, grab you from the other side of the map, and then drag you back to her. Luckily, she cannot hit you after that. She used to be able to hit you, I think. I don't know. I don't really remember well, but I think she used to be able to. And you don't even run that fast because the adrenaline doesn't actually last that long. But yeah, the mines are also really strong. The mines are quite a good tool to keep people away. But yeah, and Silver and Blaze are actually fine. I think the people who play Clear actually, who play like EXEs, actually complained about Silver. And I kind of understand, he was kind of broken. The fact that he could fly for like, I don't know, I think it was like 6 or 7 whole seconds, and the bar regenerated in like 25 seconds or something like that. I don't know, that was kind of broken. Now it's fine. He flies like for 3 seconds. The highest he can reach is like the bridge from the ground to the bridge of Yukon Run, but that's it. That's quite literally it. He cannot fly higher. He just can fly higher. Blaze is, I don't know, Blaze is just fine. Blaze is just so well made. Seriously, dude, I love Blaze. Yeah, and that's it. That's just it. That's the balance situation. Just please stop suggesting changes and just pray to God. First, try to play the game. If you don't like playing the game, just don't play the game. Wait for the character to be nerfed or changed or whatever. If you really enjoy the game, just commit to it, learn how to play it, and actually beat those new killers, because you need to. You just don't get to punch 2011X anymore for free. You need to outplay the killers. And I think that's about it about the balance situation. No, for real, it's not. I'm done. And now I really wanna talk about the Astronova controversy, because I think it's genuinely necessary. Not in a bad way. I'm not here to like harass anyone. I'm just gonna hear my opinion real quick. If you don't know what happened with Astronova on PR and stuff, I'll give you a quick summary. But this is not this is not very accurate. So basically, Astronova, one of the main composers of the game, cheated on PR with a polyamorous relationship. And Yu, one of the main model creators or like model designers for the game, was some sort of kind of involved with it. So like they kind of manipulated PR or Astronova, one of them, to do something stupid. I don't know. I don't really remember. But if you like, I have other important stuff over here, like on Twitter, open. You're not seeing it, but I am. So besides that, this is the thing I really want to talk about. This is, first of all, let's remember ourselves that these guys are people. Okay, these guys are people. They are not professionals. They are not. I mean, I wish they were professionals. I really wish, but not professionals in a way like, oh, they earn money through work. No, no. I mean it as in, I wish they adopted a different personality when it came to work the game. Besides that, that's just on my wish list. That's not really relevant. I really wish they, like the community in general, accepted the fact that these guys are people. They make mistakes. They do dumb stuff. I don't care. I don't care if it's on purpose or not, or if they were high, or if they were drunk, or they just made a mistake, or they were manipulated. I don't really care, because first off, it's somebody else's lives. It's just so many. It's other people's lives. Like obviously, I know PR is the victim, and I obviously support them or her or him. I think it's her. I don't know. I support them, and I wish them the best because I know they're the victim. But that's all I'm gonna do. I obviously have some opinions on Astronova, but unlike so many people which refuse to remember themselves that these guys are people and they may make mistakes. These people who hate Astronova because of what she did are actually harassing her or the rest of the team. Well, because then again, you are allowed to have an opinion. You are allowed to express it. What I do not allow, or like I wish wasn't happening, is people commenting about it on every single goddamn video. Like every single outcome memories related video, I think either Spanish or English, there is something about the Astronova controversy, which I really don't think is okay. Plus, many people are getting harassed, like PR, not PR, but before the whole controversy came out, the dev team was getting harassed because the first thing that happened was Astronova announcing that she was gonna leave the team, and that actually led up to the team being blamed because of it, like Zoe and Bonley and stuff, and they are absolutely innocent. And so is PR. PR is also innocent. But besides that, they keep harassing. Okay, what I'm gonna say here, I'm actually getting distracted. What I really want to say here is that I want to remind everyone that these guys are people. They make mistakes, and if you guys don't like them, you are allowed to have an opinion, and you are allowed to express it in Twitter, in private, with your friends, with your mother. I don't really give a shit. What I really don't want you to do is permanently talk about it. Like in every single comment video, in every single YouTube short, Instagram reel, TikTok, fucking if the general chat on the Discord server was open, everyone will be talking about it, and I genuinely think that is not okay. It's just something that happens. It's about someone's life. You already have your opinion. You are not supposed to debate with it, because I mean you can, but like do it in private. Just do it in private so the people who actually is guilty of doing whatever that has happened don't actually receive. Okay, yes, let's set an example. So in like medieval ages, when you committed a crime, before actually giving your punishment, you used to be jailed or like caged somewhere, like in the middle of a plaza or street or something like that, and people used to throw rotten tomatoes at you if you were the criminal. Do you genuinely think that is okay? I wish you think it. I really wish you think it's not, because it really is not. You just deserve your punishment. You've been judged already. You will get your punishment. There is repercussions, but you do not need thousands, because let's be honest, we are hundreds of thousands of people actually throwing tomatoes at the people that are involved with Astronova's controversy. And I genuinely think that that is not okay. Astronova still suffer the consequences coming from the people who are involved and the people who are close to her and PR and Juju and whatever. That's what I'm trying to say here. She doesn't need anyone telling her off about what she should do or what she shouldn't do, or making jokes about her. But what I'm trying to say here is that she doesn't deserve it. She doesn't deserve being harassed. She doesn't deserve being bullied anywhere. She doesn't deserve anything like that. She just deserves the consequences that her actions have regarding her friends or PR or whatever. Look, and she did. She left the team. Those are her consequences. She left the team that made her famous. And besides that, I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give my opinion. I'm not gonna give you any insights or my mind, because I also think she did wrong because she straight up cheated. I don't really know. Also, I'm not allowed to have a very strong opinion because I don't really exactly know what happened, like by detail or by I've not read in a script or something to like say exactly what happened. But this is my opinion, and my opinion is more based on how the community is reacting rather than what actually happened. Also, my opinion that the mistake wasn't so bad. It's just it's a freaking Discord relationship. I don't know how seriously they take a Discord relationship, and I don't really care. But please, I just wanna give you two things. I want you to remember two things. First off, if you have an opinion, good. You are allowed to have it. There is something called free speech, and you are allowed to express your opinion and have your own opinion regardless of what it is. You are just not allowed to rub it on someone's face. You are not allowed to throw tomatoes at the criminal anymore. The criminal will go to prison, they will suffer their consequences, and then once they're done, I don't know, they'll either go back to normal or return to society or whatever. It's what shall happen. At least that is what shall happen. But considering how everyone is talking about it, how everyone is making jokes about the topic, I really want you to please. I'm not defending Astra. I think she made a mistake, or I don't know if she was in purpose or not. I just really want you to please cut it out. This is a private topic. This is personal. This is personal and private to their lives. We are aware of what happened because the community started harassing the dead team and blaming them for Astronova's department. And I genuinely think that we didn't need to know what actually happened because oh, look at what's going on now. The best musician of the team is being harassed by hundreds of people. Hundreds? What the fuck? Hundreds? No, thousands of people on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok, on whatever shit she has. And someone will comment about it. And I really don't want that happening. Because it's not, first of all, it's not okay. Second of all, it should not be allowed. As in, you are not allowed to throw tomatoes at the criminal anymore. You used to be allowed to, but not anymore. And that's it. That's just my opinion on it. I also think it's wrong. I'm not gonna define Astra. I'm just gonna say that people need to reserve their minds to themselves at some point because some people don't want to hear it. That's what I'm trying to say here. And that's gonna be it for my opinion because I don't really feel like talking anymore about this. I genuinely wish you guys understand my point here. I wish you guys are okay with it. I'm sorry, really sorry for my bad English and for ranting for so long. I just really needed to. I just really need to get this out of my chest. I really mean it. I'm really sorry. Please, as always, subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Comment your opinion, please. Your opinion, respectfully. Do not make a joke. Don't make a down comment. Please, just your opinion, respectfully, and please give me your thoughts. And I'll see you later. I refuse to. I don't think I'll ever talk about this again. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's okay for me to talk about it because I am not involved in the thing. Anyways, bye bye. See you everyone. Have a nice holiday.